Hello, everybody. Ed Rosenberg again, and today I'm with Ryan from HelloProfit. Ryan, how you doing?
Fantastic. Great to be here with you, Ed. Thank you.
Okay, Ryan is a co-founder of HelloProfit. I've been speaking to him the past 15 minutes. Seems very knowledgeable on Amazon. Ryan, tell us a little bit about your background, please, and what you can do for an Amazon seller.
Sure, my pleasure. Thanks again for having me. Well, my name is Ryan Bredemeyer. I'm one of the two owners of HelloProfit and co-founder, along with Nikisha Mohammed, who is our world-class, the top developer for the tool set as well, and a co-owner. Nikisha is a dear friend and colleague. Before starting on this software endeavor about a year and a half ago or so, Nikisha and I were both independently Amazon sellers. We've also come together in partnership and sell on Amazon as well together. Two heads are oftentimes better than one, and she's really a powerful mind as well. So we have really, great Amazon businesses going, but like so many of you, once you get past the first couple products, it's very difficult managing all the data that Amazon gives you and trying to understand exactly how your products are faring with respect to others, where the profit is and where you're bleeding out. So tracking so many of these statistics and key, performance indicators and metrics on how your product line, your product, and your different merchant accounts even might be, even throughout the world, how they may be performing is exceedingly difficult to track. So we had, different VAs. We're paying VAs to stay on top of different metrics, inventing, really complex spreadsheets to manage this data and really see how our businesses are running and see where the profit really is, or are we really profiting? It's very hard to know from Seller Central because, of course, they can just report your revenue. So the HelloProfit toolset was born out of our own need to be able to understand, and oftentimes in near real time, what's going on with our products, our sales, our promotions, our rankings, everything. We really were. My dad always told me, he's a little bit more old school, but he said, "Son, you gotta mind the store. If you run a hardware store, you can't just like go out to lunch for an hour and leave the front door open. People are gonna take stuff. You gotta mind the store. You gotta know what's going on. And you have to know your numbers." And so we were so frustrated with Amazon's reporting or lack thereof, in their Seller Central interface, that we decided that we were going to reinvent Seller Central for ourselves, make our own software tool set that pulled so much more data even than Seller Central will give you via Amazon's own APIs, and then be able to display it in ways that were graphical, beautiful, and usable for us to manage our businesses.
Right, so basically you're taking all the information which Amazon is giving us, but you're making sense out of it.
Right. And there's so much more in the APIs that Amazon's never even taken the time. Certainly they have the resources in the data, but they've never taken the time to display that data in meaningful ways to the end user because they're customer centric, right? That's the idea of Amazon. Of course, they want us to succeed, but they're more worried about developing the front end for the customer. So the seller end of things, oftentimes gets a little bit forgotten. And that's what HelloProfit's to fill in that gap.
Right. So basically, this software will tell me how much I'm making per SKU, how much I'm making overall, and I can see a great value in that. Does it also work with the CPC, like how much I'm spending? Do you tie in with that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So Amazon reports all of the Amazon PPC ad spend, all of the sponsored ad spend for the previous day. So you can look historically, look at yesterday or a time range in the past, and you can see all of that spend against your gross revenue and all the FBA fees and everything else, your product costs, your inbound shipping costs, all those landed costs all come out. You can see the real, you can really get down to the penny just about for your actual profit. So that's what HelloProfit's all about, is helping you to meet exactly what you're making. Lets you see that profit.
Right. Now, do you go back a year, or it's just from when I sign on? Like, can you tell me how much I made last year, or is it only from when I sign on moving forward?
Great question. Yeah, when you sign up for the 21-day trial, which is just $1, HP HelloProfit is going to be bringing in 3 months worth of data from the start, from when you began. So after your trial period ends, then it'll pull back all of your data as far back as January 1st of 2014. So you get really a couple year and a half, or 2 years of data, actually over 2 years of data now. So you can compare and benchmark against previous years.
Right.
So
I would bet you most people make less than they think they're making.
I do. Yeah, it's really astounding the data. It's not always happy at first, but wow, it's an eye opener. We rolled out a feature just recently to be able to see your refunds, the numbers of refunds per ASIN. It blew me away. I really didn't know that. Amazon does not make this very easy for you to find, unfortunately, and that's really good data to be able to export. You get all those customer contacts, their email, their encrypted emails or their phone numbers. You can follow up and learn. Find out what's going wrong. And I'm actually, contacting some of my suppliers on account of the data that I've just learned about my own products. I just had no idea we're failing to that degree. So there's a lot of really useful stuff about that. And you brought up the sponsored ads. We're really excited about a new module coming out there because what we're doing, unlike Amazon's reporting for sponsored ads, which gives you this ACOS number, right? That's helpful to a degree, but only to a degree because Amazon doesn't know your landed costs, right? So they can tell you your revenue and your ad spend ratio, the ACOS to that revenue, but that number isn't necessarily helpful at all because what does 30% ACOS mean? Are you in the red or the black? You don't really know. So HelloProfit, because the user actually inputs all of those costs per ASIN into the system one time in the beginning, and then Amazon can bring that data to bear on all the different modules around HelloProfit, including ads and that new module coming up, so that you can really see how your ads are profiting, or if they're not, be able to optimize from there.
Well, yeah, I think I think it's good because I know a lot of people they start with the sponsored ads, even if they're not making money,
Right?
and and then just to build up the ASIN so that the rankings go up.
That's fine, sure,
But
yeah,
at least
yeah.
you
But you
know,
should really know what your real costs are. It's astounding to find out. Wow, that's what I paid to get that ranking. Buying your ranking via ads, essentially.
right?
Oh, okay, but it's important. As a business person, what that cost really truly is.
Yeah, and I could see a great value if somebody ever wants to sell his Amazon business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Instead of saying, it's all right here.
Oh yeah, yeah. One colleague, they use HelloProfit for all of the different accounts that's what they do is they acquire Amazon businesses or sell them and then sell them, and so they use HP to be able to actually understand where the business is at so that they can make a clean presentation to their buyers.
Right, let
So
me just
that's
sidetrack on a side question on that because somebody like typically speaking, when you're buying a business, and I'm not in the business of buying or selling businesses, but from what I understand, if there's a restaurant making $1 million a year, it's worth around $3 million. Somebody had told me that an Amazon business which makes $1 million a year is only worth 1 million, the total resale. You know anything about that? Or
I mean, I've heard it being 4x. I think
yeah.
it depends on your buyer, really.
The
It
problem with
depends.
Amazon, they could shut you down one day. A restaurant, not likely something's gonna happen. Amazon one day, poof, you're gone.
Well, the restaurant business isn't exactly stable either. There's plenty of those that go out of business, right?
Right.
But yeah, you could get shut down. There's risk anywhere, but there's also, well, it's a speculative investment, right? It could blow up.
Right.
Yeah, so
Have you ever been suspended as an Amazon seller?
not as a seller. No, I've had ASINs. I've had listings that were suspended
Sure,
for various reasons, and you're able to work with them. But I've not had that experience, fortunately. But I'll be in touch if that happens.
yeah. Right. I hope you don't ever need
Yeah.
it. But it's yeah. Actually, I think if you're constantly on top of it, like you
Hmm.
are, sounds like you are. It's when you get too comfortable. They don't want you being comfortable getting comfortable. If you're
Mm.
constantly on top of it, and as long as you're aware of it, it seems
Hmm.
like it's not a problem. Now, let me ask you a question, and I know the answer to this question, but anytime somebody is a company like this, you're obviously taking a username, which we're going to have to confirm for you, and that's how you're going to be accessing our data. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite understand your
How,
question.
how are you going to log into my account?
Oh, you mean for support issues?
No, like let's say to grab the data.
Oh, okay, I see. So there's the AWS credentials are what you provide upon sign up. HelloProfit, it's the standard AWS credits that you use for Feedback Genius or any of these other software systems. And so that's a unique key set that allows the back end of HelloProfit to access or pull, parse all that data and display it graphically for you so you can make your business decisions.
Right. Now the HelloProfit works for .UK and .Canada accounts as well.
That is coming as soon as possibly today or this week. The UK, the European marketplace is the first one that we're rolling out besides Amazon.com. Fantastically complex. Nikisha, she's been spearheading the team on getting all that worked out. But that is coming very, very soon. The whole European EU marketplace. And then after that, the other marketplaces are around the world as well. So right now we have it very solid on .com, but we're beta testing and figuring out the UK one, and then we'll work around the globe from there.
I think that's great. Now it's going to be a separate fee if you want to also access a UK account, or how's it going to work? Separate fee?
Yeah, great question. So it's $97 a month for your first instance, or just signing up for HelloProfit is the standard rate. Though we have a special offer for your viewers. Then after that's the promotional rate. We also have a promotion then for every subsequent account you get, whether or not it's another .com account or a UK account or whatever, is $29 a month right now is the promotion going on. So you can add all this functionality all over again for another marketplace or a whole other account. If you have multiple .com accounts, okay, you can just toggle between your accounts really easily instead of having to log in all these different browsers, on your computer. So each different Amazon account, wherever it is in the world, is another $29 a month only, and you get all the functionality again.
Right. Okay. So I think I could definitely see a value in this program because I don't know if I want to see how little I'm making.
Well, it can get kind of scary. Yeah, looking at the ROI, it's not, I was just helping out a big seller actually, but his account, he had started a second account or something. He thought his products were doing well, but he's like, HV seems to be broken because all my numbers are showing in the red. I'm actually losing money last month. And so we broke it down together, and the call was kind of difficult because we had to share like it's actually not broken.
Right.
This is really what was going on. And he had no idea he was bleeding out on well, it was sponsored ads that had gone wild, and then his promotion costs were phenomenal, like way out there. And so that's what was bleeding him out. So he was able to actually locate the problems though because of the tool set.
Right, but you will include like the shipping to FBA and you include all of that stuff?
Sure. So of course, I don't know what it costs for you, for instance, to ship your widget from China or
No.
its unit cost, but you as the user input that on sign up basically. Okay. So then that number is stored in HelloProfit's memory, and every time you make a sale, that amount is deducted again. So it's able to keep a real tally of your profit.
And this is only Amazon. You didn't do anything else. eBay, website, you didn't do anything
All right,
else.
this is an Amazon gig right now. We could expand later, but I mean, there's such a demand for clarity in accounting for Amazon sellers that's what we needed first of all. So that's what we built it for. We get requests all the time for Shopify and all these other ones. Right now, that's not what it's for. Most of these sellers are making the bulk of their sales on Amazon, and so we're trying to just totally drill Amazon and mine as much data as we can on this platform first.
Amazon is the most complicated numbers too. Because they take a
It's,
fee here, a
it's
fee there.
and it's different, for UK and then Spain. It's really it's quite a mathematical nightmare. So you really need a powerful software tool to do this math for you, or else either you go crazy and use up all your time. You're a business owner. You shouldn't
Yeah.
be running these numbers all the time, having to do this work yourself, or you just lose track, and then you think you're profiting and you're not. It's bleeding out.
Right.
So,
I think some people just don't like to think about it to make money.
well, then what do we do in a business?
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
it.
I think it's fantastic. I think it's a real eye opener. And I appreciate you being on. This was a great conversation, Ryan. And
Excellent.
I know we spoke about a deal. You're going to give us a little bit, and we'll work out the details.
Sure. Yeah. For you guys right now, we got our best deal out there, which is that we can offer is $77 a month instead of 97. So it's $20 off for 12 months. So your first year, so it's $240 value there. So we can deduct that down to 77 a month for the first 12 months, and then it reverts to the normal price, the normal promo pricing right now, which is 97. A year from now, I'm sure the pricing will be higher, but you'll stay locked into today's current promo pricing, which is 97, for your long term then.
Right, and
And
the 29.99 would be the same for because almost everyone has additional accounts. So the 29.99
yeah,
would be the same, correct?
yeah, for now, I can't speak for the future, but right now we're pricing them at $29. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I could really see a value in this, and I really appreciate you being on. This was a great conversation.
Oh, my honor. Thank you.
And like I told you, you got to be at Prosper next year because I'm definitely going to be there. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Plan on being there. Thank you, Ed.
All right, be well.
Take care.